artist Sums.
Get on your feet. That's what my mama told me when I was 3. After I ran into a tree and scratched my head, but I learned then to get up on my feet. When I was 9, I got my heart break for the first time. Dad told me, boy, don't you cry. Never let them see tears in your eyes. And that's how I learned to live my life the way I like, without a hint of worry in my mind. And the girl I love stand by my side. A bad seed on my tricycle, adjusting my bike seat. Thatcher had just snatched the milk slyly. Birthed in the 80s to wild scenes of guys in cyberpunk jeans with colourful spikes and tongue rings, and guys fighting for the rights to party. And partially these art scenes were part of my path. I started to see my eyes sparkle and laugh whenever I saw a Dali or listened to Bach. It's like I was wired the parsley and art of Simon and Garfunkel. Guitar strings stored in my heart. Starlings and Shakespeare would spark an immediate imagination that set me apart. But I was still of a generation and nation where heroes hadn't departed, from Tracy Chapman to Mandela, and artists who had shit to say with guitar strings that sang hymns of better days. The dark days hadn't stained and strained our beliefs. Kids still played in the streets, from Amigas to Sega's. Life was a peach. Get on your feet. That's what my mama told me when I was 3. After I ran into a tree and scratched my head, but I learned then to get up on my feet. When I was 9, I got my heart break for the first time. Dad told me, boy, don't you cry. Never let them see tears in your eyes. And that's how I learned to live my life the way I like, without a hint of worry in my mind. And the girl I love stand by my side. Got heaven inside me, heaven designed me. I'm 7 again and life ain't looking so grimy. I'm tiny with Wiley riding a bicycle right beside me. A brother from back in the days, my little milkshake frame, playing smashing cars with the toys we found on tube train. And I remember being too pain, seeing all the toys on the Argos display, cause our parents wouldn't buy us toys. We had to imagine the games, playing He-Man vs. Lion-O. I'd always bash in his brains, cause the Sword of Omens had nothing on the powers of Grayskull. Besides, it was Easter holiday at my place, my rules, my way. And he'd always say, you could win the game when we play fight with the Bannisters pretending they were cosmic blades. He introduced me to the comics that I still read till this day. 50 pence at the corner shop display, the epic tales of the X-Men that set my imagination ablaze. Gambit my fave, cause he gambled and was good with the ladies. And Jenny was my first crush of who had daydreams. Married one day with babies. I didn't even know where the vagina was or what to do with a dick. Just a kid who figured you could get a chick pregnant with a kiss. And even though stepdad laid in with his fist, cause I was bad at math or sometimes fibbed to avoid being kicked in the ribs or hit with a stick that actually had nails in it. Fucking bitch, if I saw the prick I'd Wiley Coyote shit, dash him off a cliff. If he was dead on his grave I would piss. But fuck it, Anthony can't dismiss these days that I miss as I reminisce on these memories of bliss. Get on your feet. That's what my mama told me when I was 3. After I ran into a tree and scratched my head, but I learned then to get up on my feet. When I was 9, I got my heart break for the first time. Dad told me, boy, don't you cry. Never let them see tears in your eyes. And that's how I learned to live my life the way I like, without a hint of worry in my mind. And the girl I love stand by my side. Word time read. One day Wale told he was my best friend, but I was a fool back then, cause back in school back then you weren't cool unless you had cool best friend. And Roberto always came to school with backpacks stacked with the latest Game Boy games and toys from the schoolboy trends, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man figures. But I thought Jake the Snake Sigler in the playground swapping WF stickers. Sometimes we tricked the kids in then to getting the silver ones that shimmered. Man, that playground was like the Lord of the Flies in disguise. And one time I thought I saw God in the skies. But back to Roberto, I thought he was my guy till I caught him kissing Jenny at lunchtime. But I guess he still had the latest toy. So when Wale said he was my bestie, I looked at him annoyed, but I was a fool, fuck that noise. He was like, stand by me, my goonie, my lost boy. That's why it shattered my heart when I found out his father was darker than Sith Lords of Darth Vader. And thus began the dark ages as I saw Wild beat the shit out of for not washing plates or cleaning the place when he was 8. He wasn't his son, he was his slave. He'd punch him in the face even before he misbehaved. Every day on the estate he was stating, every day I'd hug him in tears, cursing our fate. Then one day his dad did him dirty, a disgrace. As I saw him fly away to Nigeria on plane, he was played cause his dad wanted to start a new family in his place, and left his son in the wilderness with nowhere left to play. And it pains me to this day I didn't have the power to undo his fate. And Facebook is the only way I communicate or remember his face. Love you always, Wale, one day we'll be together again. Remember we were 10, climbing the trees, chilling the breeze. Even after a beating you give me a hug and a squeeze. Wipe my nose when it bleed, making me laugh so hard with a silly joke or a tease. Blissful memories of an MC, thank you for filling my childhood, cause without you it would have been empty. Get on your feet, that's what my mama told me when I was 3.